Is the party a bunch of murder hobos if they slaughter orcs? Talk about the ethics of murder hobos in this video. The 1979 movie The Warriors is based upon Xenophon's Anabasis. The Xenophon's Anabasis is the story of 10,000 Greek soldiers stranded way behind enemy lines as they have to fight their way home. They modified it for the film to put it into modern society where people are just trying to go home. It's an interesting plot and it's an interesting challenge, and the movie's got some interesting visuals. But what about that as murder hobos? Because I saw a video today which just sort of irritated me because people are going, oh, if you've got characters with murder hobos, you have to do something to stop them. People don't understand. They don't appreciate what warfare really means and what's happened. I encourage you to pick up and read some of the stories, the real war stories. Pick up Enemy at the Gates, not the movie. The movie is okay, but it leaves out so much from the book because they focused on what was one of the interesting stories in the book, but they didn't cover a bunch of the other stuff that was going on. That was the gruesome details about warfare. And what happens is that if your party goes out and slaughters a village of orcs, are they murder hobos? As people were saying, oh, they killed all the town. Well, they killed all the town. They just happen to be orcs. What happens if they're goblins? What happens if they're some other race? Isn't that racist? But that gets into whole ethical consequences that I don't know if you really want to get into. It's fine. It's fine. My view is let the party do whatever they want. If they want to go out and kill the town, it may make absolute sense. What happens, and I've proposed these two scenarios. The party comes into town, they walk up to the tavern, the tavern keeper tells them a story about, oh, there's a haunted mausoleum up there and the ghosts are coming in and desecrate, and we're worried about the ghosts. So they go up there, the party goes up to the mausoleum, they open the crypt, they go in there and they kill all the undead. And of course, they see the wonderful armor and treasure, and so they walk out. And as they walk out, there's the constable from the town facing them and here beside the constable is the guy who owns the crypt. It's his family crypt. You've killed his ancestors who were undead, which were not harming anyone, but you went in and immediately slaughtered them all and that they were viewed as part of ancestor worship. They worshiped them, they treated them well, and you've now destroyed them. What's the ethics of that? So what happens is that, would that make the party who went in to destroy the evil skeletons and wraiths and that which were in there, would that make them murder hobos? I think the phrase needs to be banished from gaming. There is no concept of murder hobos. It put in the concept that people have to face the results of what they've done, that they're responsible for their own actions. Yes, that's there. But what happens is if they go out and slaughter them? You look at the Xenophon's Anabasis. I encourage you to take a look, see if you can find a copy. I encourage people to read. Go out and get the copy of Xenophon's Anabasis and ideally get it in the original Greek. I've got a copy somewhere. I was going to bring it for this video, but I couldn't find it. It's somewhere in my apartment. But in the original Greek, learn the Greek and read through it because it's one of the first texts that they give in beginning Greek. Because it's considered fairly easy and it's the first unexpurgated text that people give because it's written from a soldier's perspective of wanting to go home. But you go into a town, the town rips you off. What do? Do you just take it and keep going? Or do you respond? What is Hamlet's to be or not to be? If you take a read that dialogue, and he's debating whether he should, take up arms and do this. These are fun questions to give to your players to make them decide. You've got they walk into the town, and there's the evil people running the town. Do they deserve to die? Well, that's an interesting question. One of the scenarios that I've always enjoyed is the characters are now like 5th or 6th level, and they come into town, and the cleric walks into town, and there happens to be a 4th level priest in the town, and the first thing the priest does is he freaks out because he's worried that this higher level cleric has come in to take his flock away. And he doesn't want that to happen. And it could be maybe a slightly different branch of they may worship the same, quote, gods in your world, but they are a slightly different branch. So now, is he evil? If he tries to kill you, are you a murder hobo? If he tries to blackmail you, to get you to leave, to do something else, you're a murder hobo? I'm sorry, I find that term offensive because you're saying, oh, they kill anybody. Well, so what? That's what these players are. These players have they own they have the weapons, they have the power. They're, in essence, it was an interesting comparison. They're superheroes. Who's going to stand up to them? And do they want to be good, or do they want to just go home and they don't care about who they step on the way or on to accomplish this? David Drake wrote I think it was David Drake who wrote a book called, I'm trying to remember the name now. Should have prepared for this one. I apologize for that. But he wrote a book where the characters are homicidal murderers, but they're the good guys, because it's a Cthulhu mythos. And he says, where at the end they celebrate by raping and pillaging a town because they've defeated a much nastier evil. And what does it mean? So you can get into these ethical questions, but instead of saying, oh, don't let players do this, I say that's crap. I would use stronger expletives, but I try and not use expletives in these videos because I figure I have a larger vocabulary that I don't need to fall into that trap. And so what happens is that take your characters, encourage them to do whatever they feel is right, but throw them a curveball once in a while. If the town stabs them in the back, what's their response going to be? And if they do stab them in the back, and that's questionably foolish because they have sort of the monopoly on violence, then what is the result? I mean, it's one thing if a shopkeeper overcharges one of the players. What are you going to do? Maybe steal the money back. Okay. But slaughtering him because he stole, overcharged you, okay, fine, whatever. Do they have the right to do that? Well, who's going to stop them? I mean, think about I grew up, I'm a little bit older than some people who do these videos, cowboys and Indians. So if we change the phrase from orcs to Indians, and your characters are the cowboys, and they march into the Indian village / orc village and slaughter them all, what does that mean? That gives you a different twist on the thought about them, because at one point in time, many people thought, oh, the evil Indians. That's what was presented on television, was presented in the movies. So we slaughtered them. Yeah. And what happens is that, so we slaughter the orcs. They may have, they look different than us. They have different colored skin than us. They worship different gods than us. So they're obviously evil, so we have to destroy them. Okay, fine. But how is slaughtering a village of orcs different than slaughtering a town of, quote, humans or elves? I challenge you to think about that. I'd love to hear your comments. If you like my video, press the thumbs up button. I'd appreciate that. Or if this interests you, you can always subscribe to my channel. There's a button right above. I look forward to hearing some comments. Tell me what you think about this, and I'll try and reply, and we can see if I'll do some more of these. Thank you.